One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours.
Dr. King, what's your next move?
In March from Selma to Montgomery.
Selma is loud for every man, woman, and child.
We will not wait any longer.
In front of a crowd.
Thine eyes have seen the glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Thanks for tuning in to TV20's Weekly News Wrap-Up. I'm Leah Haslage. A new Assistant Director for the Department of Economic Development has been sworn in. David Ebersol, who has been with the department since 2008, expressed his thanks to the Economic Development team for this new opportunity.
And I'd like to thank my family for being here, all of the members of the Economic Development team that I've worked with over the last almost 7 years here at the city for helping to support me and helping to bring me up to speed and really teach me a whole lot on the ground, and especially the director who's really been a mentor to me. So thank you very much, and let's get to work.
For the past 10 weeks, residents of 2 local apartment complexes were engaged in a stiff competition to lose weight, with one place winning a very cool prize. Here's TV20 reporter Dan Monroe with more.
There was an intense battle taking place on West 25th Street between the residents of Riverview and Lakeview Apartments, and no, it's not the type of battle you're thinking of. It was a friendly competition for getting fit, with the winning apartment getting a 65-inch smart TV for their complex.
Today is the culmination of a health challenge we had against for Riverview Tower versus Lakeview Tower. And the folks here did a contest. It's weight loss, it's health. They did a series of either stretch bands or yoga or Tai Chi. You know, whichever group wins it, that tower gets a 65-inch TV for their community room. And then we also have other raffles, things like that. But this was a community event where the councilman, the Lutheran Hospital, the police got together. We wanted to do something with the community as a group and to kind of unite the people and as a common goal of health.
Resident and fit contest participator Helen Middleton talks about her transformation over the 10-week period.
The first week it was real difficult, you know, starting to exercise when you haven't done it in so long. But after like the 3rd week, I got into the groove of it and it just took off. I lost 12 pounds.
After 10 weeks of working out, it was time to party. We're talking music, dancing, food, and a hula hoop contest. After all of the festivities concluded, it was time to announce the winner of the challenge. Who will win the coveted HGTV, Riverview or Lakeview?
So, Lakeview had 11,697 points. Congratulations. Riverview had 19,669 points. So, Riverview wins this year. Next year, come on back. We'll get it. Congratulations.
At Riverview Estates for TV20, I'm Dan Monroe.
The first human case of West Nile virus in 2015 in the city of Cleveland has been confirmed by the Ohio Department of Health. The primary way you can get West Nile is through a bite from a mosquito that has been infected. Here are a few tips to avoid getting a mosquito bite. If you are outdoors between dusk and dawn, be sure to wear long pants, a long sleeve shirt, shoes, and socks. Wear light colored clothing, which is less attractive to mosquitoes. Use an EPA registered mosquito repellent and install or repair screens on windows and doors to keep them out of your home. For more information on West Nile virus and ways to prevent being infected, visit Cleveland Department of Public Health website at clevelandhealth.org. It was a beautiful day to dedicate a new historic marker in the Mount Pleasant neighborhood honoring its famous residents. Two of those honored also happen to be Cleveland legends, the late Carl B. Stokes and Cleveland Browns icon Jim Brown. Councilman Zachary was on hand to help with the unveiling.
So what we started to do 5 years ago was to look at and evaluate all the historic things and people that have been a part of making Mount Pleasant a historic neighborhood. So we got Jim Brown, we've got Carl B. Stokes, we got Robert Madison, who was the first African-American architect in the history of the state of Ohio. One of his first buildings were built right there on 139th. You've got a number of individuals who played a part in this neighborhood. Dominic Ozan, Fred Nance, all those individuals started right here in Mount Pleasant. So we wanted to start to put a new face on Mount Pleasant. Every time you look at the east side or Mount Pleasant, they always depict us in a bad way. But there's been some good people, and there's still some good people who've lived here and who've been a part of this community. So we started to put these historic markers. This is the first one, but there are going to be many going around this community to show our young people that what you see now is not where it's always been. And if you dream, and if you believe, and if you do like these individuals that you see in these markers and believe that you can be the best that you can be, one day there may be an historic marker of you.
After two successful toy gun buyback events, community activist Gloria Pointer and the Rid All Green Partnership challenged the Cleveland community to take these toy guns and turn them into works of art. There were a number of inspirational pieces turned in, but as reporter Christian Patterson shows us, only 3 artists walked away as winners in their respective art categories.
More Americans have fell victim to gun fatalities over the past 25 years than the number of American combat casualties in 239 years of war history. So for local organizations to bring awareness to the problem while also staying true to their mission of sustainability through the creation of artwork using recycled toy guns is awesome.
Well, today's piece that we did was our call for artists toy gun buyback art program, which it was created to kind of wake up the vision of the artists and give the people what they're looking for as far as what their take is on gun violence and how they would approach it to change it today.
Thanks to the Rid All Green Partnership and the Gloria Pointer Team Movement, this art competition was the 3rd successful event in conjunction with the Toy Gun Buyback Program.
This has been a very organic process that we've gone through. It's just kind of taking its own life, and it's living and it's moving and it's growing, and we're going to continue to let it grow. To all of the artists that participated in the contest, we thank you for your creativity. We thank you for your love and for your passion for your city, because it really does, you know, it's such a cliche that it takes your neighborhood, but it really does. It takes a community.
And the Cleveland community showed up in numbers for the unveiling of these magnificent works of art. Each piece on display is the artist's form of expression about gun violence and how they think it can be resolved in the city of Cleveland.
My piece is a large-scale gun made out of wood and wood burning on top of it. It's designed in such a way that from every angle that you look, you'll see the victim looking back at you. There's numbers with statistics to show how many victims you had in the last decade related to gun violence. Unfortunately, there's so many incidents where kids get a hold of guns, or guns end up falling in the wrong hands and crime being committed, and it affects the whole neighborhoods and communities.
Bob Gutu, Community Partnership Coordinator for the Cleveland Police Foundation, touches on how imperative this art show is for the youth of our city.
It gives the youngsters the idea of the importance of how dangerous these guns can be, turn them in, and some of this artwork is just unbelievable. I mean, it's really encouraging. From what I understand, it was difficult for the judges, and it would have been difficult for me to pick a winner because some of these things were just unbelievably done so well that they could be very proud of themselves.
The Cleveland Airport System hosted their 5th annual Corporate Aviation Expo at Burke Lakefront Airport. Mayor Frank Jackson received a special award at the event from John Gordon, CEO of the new air charter in Cleveland, Ultimate Air. Mayor Jackson praised our airport system and thanked companies like Ultimate Air who have chosen to partner with us.
Our ability to be successful is based on partnerships. And based on a partnership where we have a win-win situation. And I want to thank all of you who have supported our airline system, not airline, but airport system here in Cleveland. Now we have Ultimate Air, who has made a real good business decision, recognizing that they can do good business here at Burke to do charter business from here to Cincinnati. It's a great facility. It functions well. There's ease of getting in, there's ease of getting out, and the people who work here and work for this airport as well as Hopkins are very experienced and professional people.
Attendees had the opportunity to check out the latest in executive aviation, as well as learn about the services that are now available through Burke, some of which that can save lives, like Atheris Aviation Group, an air ambulance company available 24/7.
And we want to make sure that we keep families together, and our mission is to make sure that our patients get the medical care and attention that they need. We also offer service to where we can actually fly organs to meet patients as well as the patients to meet the organs. So we go either way. We can do the organs by themselves, or we will transport patients as well.
If you'd like to book a charter on one of those planes or find additional information, visit burkeairport.com. The City of Cleveland has always been open to accepting immigrants and refugees from all over the world. But how do we let them know that Cleveland's doors are open and welcoming? The strategy workshop called Open Doors to a Welcoming City was charged with finding an answer. Reporting for TV20, here's Councilman Joe Simperman with more.
Good morning. I'm here at the Cleveland Refugee Summit with Samantha Petticord, one of the organizers of today's event. And what she did was help make sure that the right people were in the room having the right conversations. Good morning, Samantha. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm so excited to have this many people participating in such a big event.
Samantha, what's been the biggest surprise to you this morning? I mean, we've got over 200 people here. You've got employers here. You've got people from the refugee community. Is there anything here that you didn't expect that's happening right now?
People are just thoroughly engaged. No one is on their phones. No one is missing a beat. I was a little I thought in the beginning that we were going to have to explain things a little bit more, but people just jumped in. They were so excited to start talking.
What is our infrastructure in order to welcome people to the city of Cleveland? So now we have to figure out, how do we create that infrastructure? How do we create it? And the only thing that we can do in that regard to be successful is doing it as a community. Everything that we've done in Cleveland that we have been successful with has been done as a community, an entire community.
Good morning. I'm here at the Cleveland Refugee Workshop here at the Ariel Center, which is a chance for all of us to get together and learn more about what's being done in Cleveland for refugees and what more we could do. We're hosted today by the phenomenal entrepreneur, Radhika Reddy, who turned this place that was not what it is today into something very beautiful. Radhika, we're so grateful for your welcome today. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having your event here.
Radhika, would you say that the city of Cleveland is welcoming to people who come from other countries?
Absolutely. In fact, our only support for this building came from the city of Cleveland. They provided us a $180,000 grant for the vacant property initiative. So they've been very supportive. Anytime we've had international events and things, we've requested the mayor to come. He has come. And Tracy Nichols with economic development has been phenomenal. She is very supportive of this.
Is the city of Cleveland ready to welcome people from all over the world? What's your feeling about that with how we are and what we need to do?
Thank you. I think the city of Cleveland is welcoming. I think that we're all here together to be more welcoming and to do more so, because we do need to increase our capacity to be able to take more refugees. Right now there's 59 million refugees in the world. Only 1% of them are going to get lucky enough to get resettled, and we'd love to welcome them here in Cleveland. And so Cleveland has everything that a refugee would need to resettle and restart their new life, and we're here to build upon that energy.
The students of Max S. Hayes finally have a new school to call home. TV20 reporter Dan Monroe was there for the ribbon cutting and to give us this story.
Some kids may dread getting up in the mornings to go to school, but not so for the students at Max S. Hayes High School. They have a brand new, state-of-the-art facility for learning and a brand new principal in Kelly Whitman.
Students have been here for about 2.5 weeks already for classes, and we did some celebration activities with the students when we started the school year. But this was an opportunity to invite our community partners and all of the people who were a part of the planning and design of this building to share in a moment of celebration with opening the building.
Being a state-of-the-art school is not an understatement, according to school CEO Eric Gordon.
You know, the big difference in this building is the old school was built in a factory era, and so it looked like a factory. The machines were laid out for factory. Basically, you graduated high school and you worked in the plant. That doesn't work anymore, and so this is built to look and feel like an industrial park. We have 7 career credentials that students earn here along with their diploma, and they will go right into high-skilled jobs right out of high school because of their work in this facility.
The City of Cleveland Mayor and Max Hayes alum Frank Jackson had a few special words for the students.
And as we were looking at the design of this school and what was relevant, what were the real demands for employment opportunities for young people, this school was designed around that. It was designed around that. And one of the new things that we've been able to do this year is that we work with the building trades and with Dave Wondolowski, who will speak later on, who's the president of the building trades. And with their help, and with the cooperation, with the leadership, we've been able to make Max Hayes the one and only certified pre-apprenticeship program in the state of Ohio.
Malik Mims, a junior at Max Hayes, noticed not only a change in the school, but in the teachers and students as well.
So this year, I see a lot on teachers being more supportive, telling you it's okay, you got that wrong, that's fine. Or, you know, we can do this way or that way. Helpful, supportive is the word really. I've noticed the students themselves have different attitudes, the way they talk, the way they act, a little more proper.
At the new Max S. Hayes High School for TV20, I'm Dan Monroe.
When we return to the weekly news wrap-up, CMSD TV reporter Shannon Kantner will show us how one local organization made sure students got a delicious hot breakfast. Stay tuned.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing. I watch golf with him. And
I watch him cook, because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
United Way's annual campaign kicked off in a very sweet way recently. Hundreds of volunteers visited schools across Cleveland to cook up a hot pancake breakfast for thousands of students. Our CMSD reporter Shannon Kantner was there as the batter was poured, pancakes were flipped, and lots of fun was had.
I'm here at Anton Gradina, and I'm not trying out for the cheerleading team, but I am helping cheer on the United Way. Dozens of volunteers and the organization's leaders were out here to officially kick off the campaign this year by flipping hundreds of pancakes and serving a hot, delicious breakfast to the students, and those students were definitely cheering too.
Perfect, all right. Watching the kids just enjoy a hot meal served by the volunteers was just tremendous.
Tremendous volunteers flipped flapjacks at 25 wraparound schools across the district. That's about 10,000 students and 20,000 pancakes served.
It was just very rewarding seeing the kids' faces being very priceless, shocked to have a great breakfast in the morning. So it was very fun.
The kickoff of the campaign for 20-some years was downtown in Public Square. Great way to rally community support, but really we wanted to point it back at the kids, their families, and the neighborhoods, because that's where the action's taking place. That's where the mission happens. And so for us, having a pancake flip at the schools is just a real special way to engage volunteers and to show them firsthand what their difference makes.
It makes me feel like I'm appreciated for who I am.
And the whole school appreciates the wraparound services, like tutoring, food assistance, and family events that United Way helps provide.
They're wrapping around our whole school, to wrap around all of our scholars, to help our scholars meet our attendance targets, to help our scholars meet our academic targets, to help our scholars meet our social emotional learning targets, and that all of that together, we love it.
United Way is an amazing partner of the district, and I'm so glad they chose us to celebrate their campaign today.
United Way made its big campaign announcement, and then students had a chance to make their own announcements during their daily morning meeting.
Discipline is what? Having guests to help us out, especially those good pancakes and sausage, that was wonderful. So we're excited that United Way came to help us out today.
Last year we raised $41 million, and so we're hoping people will help us get over that again this year, because it's really important for us to help those kids, help our families, and help our neighborhoods.
And help make every day feel as special as this one.
My day was awesome.
I heard a lot of students cheering and hoping that these volunteers and the pancakes could come back every morning. Reporting from Anton Gradina, Shannon Kantner, CMSD TV.
Thanks, Shannon. This is the third year United Way has flipped pancakes in CMSD schools. United Way also served pancakes to the public downtown on September 10th. When we return to the weekly news wrap-up, we'll get an update on how all of our sports teams are doing with reporter Christian Patterson.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to TV20's Weekly News Wrap-Up. I'm Christian Patterson, and here's a look at what's going on in sports. The Cleveland Indians are currently in 8th place in the American League, and they're playing right around .500 baseball right now. Also, standout shortstop Francisco Lindor continues to make his case for Rookie of the Year honors. And around the Cleveland community, the Indians remain a first-class organization. Earlier this year, Indians pitcher Carlos Carrasco made a visit to Luis Munoz Marin School to deliver a very important message to the students. And that message was the importance of reading. Carrasco made a follow-up visit, and this time he was bearing gifts. In his second visit to Luis Munoz Marin School, Carlos Carrasco delivered tons of books to well-deserving students.
Carlos is very passionate about literacy. He talks a lot about how English is a second language for him. And here at Luis Munoz Marin School, they have a dual language program. So many of the children here are of Hispanic descent, and they speak they speak Spanish as their primary language, and a lot of them are learning English. And many of the students that are learning English, or that have English as their native language, are learning Spanish. So it was just a really good fit for Carlos. It was something that he has personally experienced, and he wanted to be a part of it.
Carlos had a chance to not only speak to the kids about reading and why it's so important, He also signed autographs and made a visit to a classroom at each grade level to interact with the kids and answer any questions they had for him. And Carlos was just as eager to interact with the kids as they were with him.
They made me feel, really good and happy, especially those kids, to see those kids laughing and screaming. And I think the happiness of those kids is more important than anything else.
Carlos also touches on why the donation of the books was so important to him.
I think that's really important because they can read, and that's what I know. That's one of the biggest steps you learn in the school, read, and that's what I did. That was my first step, and just kind of started learning a little bit more in my second language, in English, how it's important to read and how it's important to have those books.
Literacy is about being able to make sense of and engage in advanced reading, writing, listening, and speaking. So the donation of these books will go a long way with assisting the advancement of literacy in this program.
I think one of the big things they walked away with, in every presentation he did, he was talking about the importance of school, the importance of literacy, the importance of reading, and grit and determination. Because like he said, he wouldn't be where he is if he didn't show that grit and determination. I know the kids had fun, I had fun. He was having a blast signing autographs and going into rooms and doing all that work. So it was really a very positive experience for the building, and it's a sign of good things to come.
The Cleveland Browns sadly started out their season the same way they have over the past few seasons, with the loss week 1. Josh McCown looked good in his first and only series, but he's now sidelined due to the NFL concussion protocol. Johnny Manziel stepped in for McCown. Manziel completed 13 of his 24 pass attempts for 182 yards and threw for 1 touchdown. But he also had 1 interception and 2 fumbles. Manziel has clearly improved from his first season here in Cleveland, but his lack of ball security hasn't given him the green light to be the undisputed starter. But for now, he will remain the starter while McCown is down. And after a season-opening road loss, the Browns returned home to face the Tennessee Titans and their former Heisman quarterback, Marcus Mariota. The Browns were victorious in this home opener, which makes the Cleveland fan base optimistic about this season. The Cleveland Cavaliers remain on their quest for the first NBA title in franchise history. Although it's the offseason for the Eastern Conference champions, they continue to build team camaraderie. LeBron James organized voluntary team workouts in Miami, and 10 players showed up, including James. They may have come up short last season in their quest for a ring, but this picture is the true meaning of squad goals. Their desire to win a ring is real, and it's clear that the team is still all in. Well, that's all I have for your TV20 Weekly Sports Wrap-Up. When we return from break, we'll have more with Leah.
So, what's up? Oh, we finally bought a place. Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is
it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Hi, this is Don Wojtila inviting you to watch the Polka Train right here on TV20.
Welcome back to TV20's Weekly News Wrap-Up. Labor Day, a day of rest, relaxation, cookouts, parties, and parades. As on every Labor Day for the past 44 years, the 11th Congressional District held their annual parade featuring Grand Marshal, Congresswoman Marcia Fudge. Thousands of people showed up for the parade, which featured local organizations, dancers, cheerleaders, and marching bands. One person who was not in attendance but was on everyone's mind was parade founder, the late Louis Stokes. Congresswoman Marcia Fudge remembers her friend and urges young folks to carry on his legacy.
This is so special, 44 years of community pride on display today. I want to thank Carl and Lou Stokes for all they've meant to this community. I especially want to thank my friend and mentor, Lou Stokes. His recent death, I think, has made us all stop and realize how proud we are of who we are. And this parade has always been a sense of pride for Cleveland, for both of the Stokeses, and for me. I just say God bless you for being here today. I want young people to know that the name of Lou and Carl Stokes should never be forgotten. Some of them are much too young to know what he did, but every time they see us, they'll know something special happened coming down this street 44 years ago. So God bless you. Thank you.
The U.S. St. Lawrence Seaway Development Corporation presented the Robert J. Lewis 2014 Pacesetter Award to the Port of Cleveland. The Pacesetter Award recognizes dramatic growth in international cargo, which is being generated by the port's Cleveland Europe Express liner service. Congratulations to the Port of Cleveland. If you want to view work from local artists, then look no further than our own Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. A new photographic exhibit on historic Lakeview Cemetery by artist Barney Taxel is now on display throughout Hopkins Airport. Community Relations Manager Jacqueline Muhammad explains the importance of art in the airport program.
Well, we have a temporary art exhibition program and we have a permanent art program here at the airport. Well, the beginning of it all, though, stems from a partnership with the mayor's office in downtown, where the mayor says art is in everything. And so as a department in the city of Cleveland, we adopted that. And what a better canvas than an airport to showcase art right here in the airport, where thousands, 9 million passengers or more are traveling through here, really wanting to break up the mundane, travel experience and give them a sense of color.
Taxel says that surprisingly, photographic work like this has never been done at the cemetery before.
And I went to speak with the administrators there, and I learned that a comprehensive photographic study and book about Lakeview had never been done, which was absolutely amazing to me, that an incredible, historic, monumental place like Lakeview did not, up until the year 2000, did not have a chronicle, a visual chronicle to go along with it.
Afterwards, a reception was held honoring Taxel and welcoming him and his work to the airport. A special recognition was then given to him from the mayor of Cleveland, Frank Jackson.
We are the door to the city, so the art program helps with creating that right feel of our city as people leave the airport.
The Lakeview Cemetery exhibit at Hopkins Airport will be on display now through February. The second annual NEO Cycle Festival rolled into downtown Cleveland on the shores of Lake Erie. Before the festival kicked off, the Greater Cleveland Sports Commission presented 150 bikes to kids from the City of Cleveland recreation centers. Here's reporter Christian Patterson with more.
The Greater Cleveland Sports Commission, NEO Cycle Urban Youth Initiative, and the Cleveland Browns teamed up to build about 150 bicycles, and it was finally time to give the bikes away to the well-deserving NEO Cycle Urban Youth Initiative participants.
Today is the final installment of our Urban Youth Initiative program. Today's the day when the kids get their bikes. So they had gone through an educational program this summer where they went to a field day with educational activities. They did a workbook with, I think, 10 different workbook pages and daily tracking of nutritional information. And the top finishers in that program earned their bike. And so today's the day that they get their bike.
And before the kids could get their bikes, University Hospital's Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital helped fit 150 kids from the City of Cleveland recreation centers with properly fitting bicycle helmets.
They brought the UH Rainbow Injury Prevention Center out here today to talk to the kids about helmet safety. They're going to learn about bike safety and bike upkeep later on in the day as well. But with us, they're learning all about helmet safety, so hopefully they don't have to end up at our hospital. Hopefully they learn how important their brains are and that they definitely want to keep them safe.
After the kids were fitted for their bicycle and their helmet was on correctly, it was time to take these new bikes on a test ride through the bike rodeo set up by the volunteers of the Neo-Cycle Urban Youth Initiative.
They cannot take their bike unless they do our safety training, though. So you may see behind me kids going through a course. That's what we're requiring, that they go through that course so that the kids know how to ride when they get their bike.
Rachel also expresses how grateful the Sports Commission is to have such a wonderful relationship with the City of Cleveland.
But it's really important for us to give back to the City of Cleveland as well. So we're thrilled to be able to utilize the rec center system to select the kids and actually get the kids out here. So the City of Cleveland Recreation Department is a huge help for this program, and without them, we'd have no kids. So we're really glad that they're part of this program as well.
And Division of Recreation Regional Manager Jennifer Ryba expressed how appreciative the kids are for this generous donation.
And it's fantastic because some of the kids, like I said, they would never be able to have a brand new bike. And I think the kids are realizing that there's so many people out here that care about them, that are giving back to them, and that's fabulous.
If you're looking to adopt a new dog, then keep your eyes out on the streets of Cleveland for the new animal adoption van.
We're extremely excited. Today is our first day that our animal adoption van is making its debut out on the street. This was a venture that the Kenneth Scott Foundation awarded a grant to the Friends of the Cleveland Kennel, and it's going to be able to transport dogs, up to 12 dogs once we have it fully outfitted, out to community events, fundraisers, things of that nature. We've got all kinds of information on the van, so people can't help but stop and look and say, what the heck is that city dog? And hopefully it'll bring some good awareness to what we got going on at the kennel. Yeah, the dogs that we'll be transporting are dogs that we have available for adoption. So dogs that were unclaimed by their owners and that the division is trying to find a home for. So we're really, really excited. It's the first time we've had anything like this. Like I said, we got a grant for it with the Friends of the Cleveland Kennel helped to make this happen, and we couldn't be more excited. I've got 3 dogs in there right now, and they actually loving the ride. They have big crates, they're back there in the air conditioning, and it's really looking forward to this.
Well, if you'd like to see more of these stories in their entirety, tune in to TV20's Around Town and just check our schedule for times. That's all for your TV20 Weekly News Wrap-Up. I'm Leah Haslage. Thanks for watching. Now stay tuned for the bottom line up front with City of Cleveland Media Relations Director Dan Williams.
Told my heart that Hey, thanks for stopping by. You know, I followed your character since the first episode. I'm a big fan, big fan.
Thank you.
And listen, your storyline, it makes for incredible TV drama. Thing is, your drug use is very adult content. Too adult for the kids. So I'm gonna have to block you.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, have a good one.
You're a nice lady.